You know the green screen and blue screen. You know it becomes the mist-covered planet, deserted jump, background for a ball, hacked athletics, panoramic water, What happens when the imaginary planet is already there?
The moment you step in the middle of the volume, you're just there.
The volume is the epic-sounding name for the combination of high-resolution LED panels. Imagine awesome, huge TV screens wrapping around a stage. The physical set design matched to the panels, and 3D models plopped into an environment the same way they do in a video game. Then it can respond to camera movement to simulate the real world. Disney Plus's The Mandalorian, a live-action Star Wars TV show, used this technique.
My name is Charmaine Chan, and I'm a lead compositor at Industrial Light and Magic.
Is it physically, confusing being on this set?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, you're shooting all day, let's say, in the same exact scene, and you're at that location. It doesn't feel like it's something fake. It just feels like an extension of a regular set stage. You gotta be careful because there are times where people don't see where the end of the stage is and where the LEDs are.
You have Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner situations where somebody's running into the wall or something.
Yeah, we definitely make sure that no one's running in that stage because of that reason.
Charmaine is credited as part of the Brain Bar, the group of visual effects artists that operated this system. One might adjust models like a rock or a spaceship in the panels, while another might tweak live animations, like a burning fire. Charmaine often adjusted color.
It was funny because it looked very much like, back in the days when you would have telephone fundraising stuff on PBS. It was just rows of people with phones ready to go. But instead of phones, we had computers and our walkies.
As Mandalorian VFX supervisor Ian Milham tweeted, the set crew and Brain Bar operating the panels let them radically change environments in just a few hours or beyond set as they launched it into hyperspace.
My normal working life is very much behind a computer in a dark room somewhere in the corner. Now I'm actually in there with the gaffer, with the prop designers, with the set designers. Most people that we would never see because we're in the post-production process. It was very exhilarating.
But sets like this one weren't just fun for Charmaine. They helped to remove creative roadblocks.
As a compositor, we're the ones who kind of take all the renders, take all the CG elements and put them together to make it look like it's a seamless integrated photo. So think of it as advanced Photoshop, but we're dealing with moving imagery.
Charmaine worked on this scene in The Last Jedi.
We get this footage of Kylo in front of a green screen. If you're lucky, this green screen will be evenly lit with no seams, and it's a piece of cake. That's never the scenario. Spending the time almost frame by frame, making sure we can remove that green screen so that we can put Kylo on top of that.
Removing a green screen is actually still pretty hard. For one, it doesn't work with green characters.
Yoda's green.
Removing one solid color, or keying, can look good, but you still need detail work. See how these fine branches just disappear? The perspective of the background also doesn't naturally change. That has to be designed into the final composite. Ditching the green screen and projecting or playing the image behind the actors gets you closer, but not quite there. You can get detail and an illusion of depth and better light. Instead of green screen spilling on the actor, you get blue sky and red desert actually lighting them. That basic technique has worked in everything from 2001 to Oblivion, but you miss the proper perspective shift or parallax in the background. since it's just a video playing on a screen. The volume tackles some of those problems. You can also adjust light and objects on the fly, and the reflections actually work because they are reflecting the other screens instead of a green screen, which was especially important for Mando, the show's main character.
His whole armor was reflective from head to toe, whether it be his pauldron or his helmet. It was just like, you can't avoid seeing things being reflected. So creating this volume where we literally could close up the whole thing into one giant circle and have an environment all across these screens, we were getting exactly what we wanted to out of his helmet.
The brain bar could focus on details that made the final product as seamless as possible, which was still a lot of work.
I would go in and whether it be a rock or a barrel or something, I would try to color correct it to match what was on the set. But where color correction was more important was when we're dealing with the bigger parts of the set. So whether that be the dirt on the ground versus the dirt in our digital scene, and the lighting from the scene affected the dirt on the ground. So then we would have to, because we had a blue sky and suddenly now there's all this blue on this rock, we would have to color correct the ground and the rock to also have just as much blue as the blue that we just introduced. Before they started shooting, I would have 5 to 10 minutes to get that all lined up and ready to go.
I can imagine that there are some creative breakthroughs that this makes possible for your job. What would those be with this technology?
I'll be honest, I would not be mad if I never have to do a green screen keying or extraction ever again. Now I get to be a person who's doing the shot, and I can help basically finalize a shot in camera. It just makes it a more cohesive filmmaking process, and this puts us right in there next to everyone else who's creating these shows or films.
It was great to talk to Charmaine and learn a little bit about her work and some of the amazing things that she's worked on. This video is actually from a sponsor, which is Verizon. They just turned on 5G nationwide. So with 5G nationwide and in more and more cities, you get the unprecedented performance of 5G ultra wideband. It's really fast. The world's fastest 5G. You can download an album in a few seconds. It's not just going to change your phone. It'll change everything. I'm guessing that a lot of creative breakthroughs will come from it too. So this is the 5G that America has been waiting for, and it's only from Verizon. Verizon doesn't directly impact our editorial, but their support makes videos like this possible.